that's exciting. And obviously, J Mike's talented, Tank TJ's talented, and we saw what Eugene Wilson can do when you're using him downfield, which we refuse to.
That's my next question. It's clear, or at least to me, it was clear. Eugene was not being used correctly by Napier because we saw the kid break out late. I mean, it's late in the season, but he finally had that breakout game, and I think it's more clear that Napier was holding people back. Eugene, DJ, and I think DJ's hurt because of Napier. And DJ hasn't been fully developed because of Napier.
Yeah, I don't want to be the type of guy that just throws everything on one person and throws everything on, Napier, as much as there's times where, it frustrated me. And I think there is a very solid evidence that, that offense, I think everyone knew that offense wasn't working. I think everyone knew that Trey Wilson was a better player than what he looked like these last few games. DJ Lagway, obviously the injury stuff, as much as, you never know how much you can blame on the coaching staff and how much is just, crazy, situations behind closed doors. But the injuries also bugging him. So, yeah, I don't want to be the type of guy that's like, oh, look, like Coach Napier was every problem ever, But at the same time, we talked to him so many times. We asked him so many questions about Eugene Wilson. Cam will tell you, and I will tell you, we both got yelled at for Eugene Wilson questions. Not yelled at, but he.
No, I know what you mean. He gave you that attitude.
If you watch the press conferences, you know what I'm talking about. You probably remember the questions.
Yeah, I remember.
I asked after the first game against LIU. He ended up with -4 yards on 5 catches. I asked, is it a goal to get him going downfield more? And he kind of, he gave me the attitude. He gave me, oh, the stats don't tell the whole story. And as much as I'm not going to come out here and say, oh, I told you so, he looked a lot better getting used downfield more. And how much of that is Georgia's unique defensive style? How much of that is using him downfield in different route concepts? I couldn't tell you. Maybe the film will tell you, but it's a tough one because I feel like, anytime you have a coach who ended his term here with a losing record and, ended his term here not with the most favorable of fans, I don't think a lot of fans were still bought in. It's easy to say, oh, everything was his fault. And I think, it's tough because I'm sure there was some stuff that we're blaming him for that wasn't necessarily his fault. And I'm sure there was stuff that was his fault. So I'm never going to be the type of guy that's like, oh, in your face, it's all Billy Napier's fault. But I think Trey Wilson looks to be trending up now. I'm excited to see what we can see from him in the future. And I mean, on Saturday is what we kind of expected as a fan base and what we knew he was capable of. So I'm excited for him in the future.
I'm going to play devil's advocate with this question just to play fun with it to see what you read out of it. Could have that been a Eugene's last game, Georgia game, as a Florida Gator because he got emotional on the sidelines, or was he just frustrated that he put so much effort and we still lost by 4 points?
Yeah, I don't think, as much as a lot of fans will think that, I don't think players are thinking on the sidelines about, oh, this is my last game against Georgia and crying about that on the sidelines. They've got a lot to think about during a game.